go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
All right, hello everybody and welcome to the Jerry Burt Show. My name is Jerry Burt and I am your host. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining me today, and we're grateful to the one and only Ray Haysbert for his great intro music. It's nice to get started on a nice mellow footing. And if you want to get a hold of Ray's music, just go to Spotify.com. There you'll look up Ray Haysbert. Haysbert. Okay, let's get started. As I said, I'm Jerry. I'm the host of the Jerry Burt Show. I'm a blogger, a publisher, content creator, a consultant, a speaker, a brand builder, and I also am the Dean of Education of StartMyHomeBizUniversity.com. But most of all, I am grateful, truly grateful for you and the opportunity to add value to your life and to your experience today. I'm asking for the privilege of sharing my thoughts and my opinions and ideas on the economy, on your personal growth, on the impact of technology on this new digital economy that we live in today. I'm asking for the privilege, ladies and gentlemen, of interpreting for you from your daily activities to explain how much I believe in you and your future and your economic prosperity through entrepreneurship and the activities of owning a home-based business. Finally, I'm asking those of you who are listening with the desire to improve, to expand, and to grow higher economically, to become a partner, to become a member, and to become an advocate with our online learning community. It's free. Just join our message line. You go to 856-359-4851 or email me at 365entrepreneur@gmail.com, and we'll put your skills to work in our radio broadcast team to help build an entrepreneur movement for the home-based business owners. Well, today's show is a very exciting topic. We're going to be talking about entering the entrepreneurial era. Now, it's a series that we're doing on becoming an entrepreneur and what that means. So today we're going to look at some of the changes taking place through our economy and try to support the theory that we are actually entered into the entrepreneur era. So let's look at a couple of things. First of all, our economy has lost 7 million manufacturing and textile jobs to overseas plants in countries such as China and India, Singapore and Indonesia, and even Vietnam, ladies and gentlemen. They're taking our jobs. Here in America, there are 316 million people in the United States. Of that, 153 million are on payrolls. Now, there are many others that are working that are not showing up on payrolls, but we're talking about the ones that are reporting to their state that they are hired, that they have an employee. So that number is 153 million. Now, compare that to China. China has 1.3 billion citizens, and they have 816 million people on their payrolls. How about India? India has 1.22 billion people in their country. And they're reporting 488 million of those citizens are actively on payrolls. So the size of those economies are significantly larger than the American economy in terms of the population itself. And then the number of people that are working in those countries, it dwarfs the number of people that are actively employed in payroll positions here in the United States. You know, 3 times in the case of China, and you know, more than twice this, you know, the size of employees on the payroll in India. But in our economy today, market forces have dramatically shifted due to a number of variables, including broadband technologies, mobile technologies, and the globalization of the world, basically. So we hear a lot of talk, ladies and gentlemen, about globalization. So what is this globalization we're talking about? We talk about, you hear and read people saying we're in a global economy. Well, I went on Wikipedia, and Wikipedia says that globalization is the increasing interconnectedness and interdependence of peoples and countries, and it is generally understood to include the opening of borders that increasingly result in the fast movement of goods and services and finances and people and ideas across international borders. Globalization consists of economic, political, and cultural, environmental, and security issues, and it relates to the increasing interconnectivity of countries and communities. That's why it's a bad thing what's happening in Korea, because you know the world community is more connected now, and they're saying, they're wondering, scratching their head, wondering why are you touting war against the United States and against South Korea and even Japan and all of our allies in the region. So the world community is weighing in now and giving its opinion. Even China has slapped Korea on the wrist and saying, wait a minute, you know, you really don't have a reason for this provocation. You know, and then they're saying to the United States, you also need to back off because you're ruffling your feathers in Southeast Asia, and you're causing Korea to be intimidated by what you're doing with your so-called allies. Anyway, globalization is the opening of borders, the interconnectedness of communities. It's the opening of finances, and now you have world banks that finance countries in Europe and in Asia, and the same banks are funding companies throughout the world. In fact, the Fed, many of us don't know this, but I'll tell you this, the Fed is even funding countries in Europe such as Greece, Turkey, some of the other countries over there. They're opening up their resources. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the Fed is not a federal government bank. The Fed is a private company that actually mints the currency that we use in the United States of America. We don't own our own currency here in America. The currency is owned by a private company called the Fed. That's all I'm going to say about that. Anyway, now watch this. In America, we have 316 million residents. Of that, we said 153 million are on the payroll. That's about 63 million Americans are not on legal payrolls in America. Now, let's say half of that are children, or 2/3 of that is children. But there's a great portion of Americans that are working in business enterprises that are not actually on the payroll. Now, the Small Business Administration reports that 23 million small business owners in America, that there are 23 million small business owners in America. But get this, they account for 54% of all the sales. And beyond that, 55% of all the jobs. You mean to tell me the